All right, so today we're doing something a little different for our deep dive.
Oh.
Yeah, instead of going through tons and tons of research papers,
Mhm.
we're actually just going to be looking at one single story.
Okay.
But it's a story that I think speaks to a lot of universal truths that people deal with.
Interesting.
It's almost like a fable.
Okay.
So it was passed down through generations,
Mm.
and it takes place in an African village.
Okay.
And the main character is a man that everybody just refers to as the rich one.
The rich one.
Yeah, and the story's not really about the fact that he's rich.
Okay.
It's about how he got that way
Gotcha.
and the price that he ends up paying.
Ooh. That's always an interesting question, like what people are willing to sacrifice for wealth.
Yeah, and that's kind of the whole point of the story is exploring that.
Interesting.
So we meet this rich one, and he has a son,
Okay.
and his son's the pride and joy of the village. Everybody loves this kid, and things seem pretty idyllic at first,
Yeah.
which makes what happens even more tragic.
Oh, so it's like we're being set up
Yeah,
for a fall.
exactly.
Like to see how greed can unravel things.
Yeah, and so that's exactly what happens.
But-
The story describes this obsession that he gets with wealth.
Mm-hmm.
And it's not even just about being comfortable, you know?
Yeah.
It's he wants more and more and more.
I know, he's got that insatiable desire.
Yeah, and he believes that he can turn anything into gold.
Wow.
So it's almost like he can't even see straight anymore.
It's kind of like when you feel pressured to work late, you know?
Oh, yeah.
Even when it means missing something important like your kid's soccer game or dinner with friends. It's like,
Right.
we always want more and more.
Yeah, you're just striving for that next level of success,
Exactly.
and you forget what's really important.
Mhm.
And he ends up making a really drastic decision.
What's that?
He goes to see a spiritualist.
Oh, wow.
And in the dead of night, he makes a deal with her.
What kind of deal?
He wants her to turn his son into the key to endless fortune.
Whoa. Can you imagine being that desperate?
I can't even
To
imagine.
go to those lengths.
And the spiritualist doesn't just grant the wish.
Right.
She warns him. She's like, there's always a price for such greed.
Hmm.
But he's so fixated on getting what he wants
Yeah.
that he doesn't even hear her,
He's not listening.
at all.
We've all been there, right?
Oh, yeah. You know that feeling when something's probably a bad idea,
Totally.
but you just ignore it.
Yep. You just want what you want.
And for him, the consequences are immediate.
Oh, no.
Yeah, his son wakes up the next day and he feels strange.
Oh, that's creepy.
Yeah, a part of him is missing.
Huh.
It's subtle at first, but you can sense this growing unease.
Like something's wrong.
Well, yeah,
Yeah.
something really precious has been stolen.
Ooh, that's a bad feeling.
And that's when things take a really heartbreaking turn.
Oh.
Because the father starts pushing his son to work,
Oh, no.
exploiting his newfound gift to generate wealth.
Oh, so he's like using his son. Yeah.
For profit.
Imagine being that kid,
I know.
suddenly forced into this life of constant toil.
Your childhood's just gone.
Yeah.
Just like that.
The story does such a good job of capturing this gradual transformation.
Hmm.
It starts with simple tasks,
Okay.
but then it just keeps escalating and escalating.
So he's working harder and harder.
Yeah, until it's just grueling labor.
Jeez.
The boy loses all his joy. He's constantly exhausted.
That's awful.
And the story emphasizes that he has no time to play
Oh, wow.
or learn.
He's not even a kid anymore.
It's like watching the light just disappear from his eyes.
Oh, that's so sad.
And it's not just the father that notices.
Oh, really?
The other villagers
They hide
start
her.
whispering, concerned about what's happening.
About the boy.
Yeah, about the boy's health.
Yeah.
And how his once bright spirit is just fading away.
It's like the whole community is reacting.
Yeah.
What's going on?
Exactly. And I think that's what makes this story so interesting.
Yeah.
It's not just about one man's mistake.
It's about how the community reacts to it.
Yeah.
And they're like the voice of reason.
Oh, yeah, this crazy situation.
Yeah, they see what the father's blind to.
Because he's blinded by greed.
Exactly.
It's like he can only see the money.
He only sees those piles growing every day.
And he just keeps justifying what he's doing.
Yeah, it's all about profit for him.
It's like he's lost his humanity.
Yeah, it's chilling.
Greed is scary like that.
Yeah, it can really warp how we see things.
Yeah, make us blind to the suffering we cause.
Especially to those we love.
Exactly.
He's traded his humanity for wealth.
It's true.
And when his son collapses in the fields,
Oh, no.
the father's response is just
Yeah.
chill him.
What does he say?
He says, he's my golden goose. He must keep working.
Oh, my gosh.
It sends shivers down my spine.
You can really see how delusional he is.
Yeah.
Like, he doesn't even see his son as a person anymore.
It's like he's just a tool.
Yeah, just a way to make more money.
And as the boy's health gets worse, you can almost feel the weight of the spiritualist's words coming back to haunt the father.
Oh, yeah, that warning about greed.
Yeah. There's always a price for such greed.
It's like it's echoing through the whole story.
And you can sense the father realizing he messed up,
Yeah.
but his pride
Mm.
keeps him from changing course.
He just can't admit he was wrong.
It's like he's trapped.
Yeah, stuck in this cycle of self-deception.
And then the story gets to this incredibly powerful moment.
What happens?
The son's on his deathbed,
Oh, God.
and he whispers to his father,
Mhm.
"Why did you take my life for your riches? I am no machine. I am your son."
Oh, my goodness.
It's just devastating.
That's the real cost of greed.
The damage he inflicted on his own child.
I can't even imagine hearing those words from my own kid.
It would be heartbreaking.
It's like a punch to the gut.
And it's only then that the father really understands what he's lost.
When it's too late.
Yeah. The story describes him as shattered,
Mm.
realizing his son was more valuable than all the riches in the world.
And you can feel that desperation.
Yeah, he runs back to the spiritualist,
Try to fix things.
begging her to undo the curse, bring his son back.
But it's too late.
He'd give up everything, his entire fortune.
But some things you just can't undo.
She's like, "You can't undo what greed has taken. You have become rich in wealth, but poor in soul."
Wow.
It makes you think about all those times we put work first.
Yeah.
Like deadlines, that next promotion, even just getting more stuff.
Instead of spending time with our families
Exactly.
or taking care of ourselves.
Are we making the same mistake as the rich one?
Chasing wealth and status at the expense of our souls.
It's a question we all need to ask ourselves.
Think about a time you achieved something you really wanted.
Like a big promotion.
Yeah, did it come at a cost?
Did you have to sacrifice time with your loved ones?
Or neglect your hobbies?
Or push yourself to burnout?
Did it even feel as good as you thought it would?
Or was there a part of you that felt empty?
Like something was missing.
This story is a reminder that true wealth isn't about money or possessions.
It's about our experiences,
Our relationships.
the love we share.
The rich one had everything he could ever want materially,
But he ended up all alone.
haunted by his choices.
And all that wealth.
It's like a constant reminder of what he lost.
Every piece of gold, just a symbol of his son's sacrifice.
He might have won the money game.
But he lost something way more important.
And the villagers, they don't forget,
They keep telling the story.
passing down the warning.
Don't make the same mistake.
Always put love and family first.
That's their legacy.
Especially in today's world where it's all about success and wealth,
Yeah, you can get caught up in that race.
and lose sight of what really matters.
This story connects with us on such a deep level.
Yeah,
It's not just some old fable.
it's a reflection of our own lives,
Our own struggles.
our own temptations.
It's a challenge to look at our priorities.
Ask ourselves what we're willing to sacrifice.
Is it really worth it in the end?
Like, be careful what you wish for.
Right, because you just might get it. He got what he wanted, but at what cost?
Exactly, like no amount of money could ever make up for that.
It's like true fulfillment doesn't really come from stuff you achieve or buy.
Yeah, it's more about having like inner richness
Yeah, living a life that has meaning and purpose.
with connections and experiences that feed your soul.
You know, this story really got me thinking about my own life.
Oh, yeah.
It's so easy to get caught up in the day-to-day,
Yeah, just going through the motions.
chasing deadlines, always trying to get to that next goal.
But are we missing out on other things?
Exactly. Like, what are we sacrificing along the way?
Are we there for our families? Are we taking care of ourselves?
Yeah, are we even enjoying life?
It's a tough balance.
It really is.
I mean, we live in a world that values being busy and productive.
Right. Like, you have to be hustling all the time.
But real wealth is about living a life that you believe in.
A life that brings you joy.
That makes a difference in the world. The rich one ended up completely alone.
Surrounded by all that wealth, but miserable.
It's like a constant reminder of his mistake.
And you can't just buy back time or fix broken relationships with money.
The villagers, they kept the story alive, though.
Yeah.
They became like guardians of wisdom.
Making sure each generation learned from the past.
Real wealth isn't about what you have. It's about how you live.
And how you love.
That's a powerful message, especially today.
When we're constantly bombarded with messages about getting more stuff.
So as we wrap up this deep dive, I want to leave you with a question.
Okay.
What treasures do you have in your life that money can't buy?
Take some time to think about that.
What brings you joy?
Who are the people you cherish most?
What experiences made you who you are?
Let this be your compass.
To guide you towards a fulfilling life.
Remember, it's never too late to change your priorities
Spend time with those you love.
and live a life filled with meaning and purpose.
A life that's rich in love